St. Lucia, good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm so thrilled again that you're locked into DBS and you're watching this morning. I am your host, Chela Mendez, and today we have, esteemed pleasure to have the ambassador of Brazil to St. Lucia right here with us. That's Sergio Cury, and he's also the permanent representative for Brazil to the OECS. So Thank you so much for being here. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me and for giving me that opportunity to address the DBS audience.
Well, you are most welcome.
Thank you.
Now, you've been here in St. Lucia. How long have you been here for?
Yes, I've been here for 2 years and 3 months.
Nice. And how is the experience so far?
It's a very, very encouraging, stimulating experience. I like it very much. It's new, something new in my career because, I have spent some short time, 2-3 months in Caribbean countries like Haiti, like, Central America, Georgetown, Guyana. But it's the first time that I have a permanent post in a Caribbean country. So there are many insights that I'm getting out of that.
Great. And I'm sure it must be a cultural experience for you too.
Indeed. It is a cultural experience because, as you know, the Caribbean culture is very specific. And of course, you have some regional, variations from one country to the other, but altogether, it's something very, very peculiar. And that's an important, experience, an important thing for me.
Great. And you know what? Brazil itself is a very culturally rich country, bringing us things like samba and capoeira. We even have elements of that here, these movements here in St. Lucia too. So what can you tell us a little bit more, for any St. Lucian who's never been to Brazil, just a little bit about your country?
Okay. To answer your question, let me first of all tell you this. I'm precisely focusing the Brazilian culture in a lecture that I'm going to deliver during the LACFest next week on Tuesday at 5 o'clock. I'm going precisely to talk about the Brazilian culture as the product, as I call, of infusion and as a profusion, as a product stemming from infusion, as its elements.
Right. Now, with that too, you mentioned LACFest, and St. Lucia, this really is the whole purpose of this interview too, because something very exciting is happening. It's called LACFest, which is the Latin American Caribbean Cultural Film Festival. So you need to listen out for it and be part of it. So tell us a little bit more about LACFest.
Yes, LACFest was an initiative taken by the 5 Latin American ambassadors resident on the island. Let's say the Argentinian, myself, the Cuban, the Mexican, and the Venezuelan. And we had the first edition of it November last year. It was something that, initially we were just getting together to make something together for the pleasure of working, together and also with the St. Lucian community. But then, we had a very interesting delivery in November. We had, like I say, for the first edition, it was successful. Now we are improving the logistics and the methods, and we're having strong support from the St. Lucian community, like DBS, for instance, and yourself. So we developed, after that first experiment, we are developing a vision for the LACFest. Our goal is to have a permanent event in the cultural calendar of St. Lucia.
Fantastic. Well, we're so pleased that you were here and to let us know about it. So St. Lucia, it's all about LACFest, and it kicks off from November 7th all the way through to the 12th.
That's right.
So we have a list of activities.
Yes.
It's going to be a great cultural experience. So make sure you come out, head over to the Facebook page, look it up as well.
Yes.
You'll see all the calendar of activities. I know we've shown it on screen as well, so you can enjoy that and come out, be part of it. Calling all our local filmmakers too. Make sure you come
Good.
out and represent on that night.
Very good.
Perfect. Well, Mr. Kuri, thank you so much for
Let me
being
just
here.
tell you this before I finish. Let me just tell you this. The Monday 7 will be the day of Argentina. The Brazilian day will be Tuesday. Then we'll have the Venezuelan day Friday 11. And the St. Lucia day, like I said, Saturday 12. The Cuban day will be on the 8th, and the Mexican day will be on the 9th. So every day of the week is destined to a specific country, ending up with St. Lucia on Saturday 12.
All right, nice. So it's a whole list of activities representing different nations, including our own. So make sure you come out and support it.
Right.
Again, starting from the 7th throughout the 12th, CDF grounds is where it's going to be. So
Yes.
come out and support St. Lucia. So St. Lucia, the world of golf is definitely a buzz right here on the island. And we have our friends over at the Grow Well St. Lucia Golf Club to tell us all about the upcoming event this weekend, November 12th, and of course our up and rising golf stars. So let's check it out.
We have about 20 children in the program. We completed the summer camp recently, and I'd like to introduce you to Lisa Daniel, because Lisa is one of our juniors, and she is honored to be on the team that DBS supports for the Rotary Club tournament on November 12th. She's one of 3 people on the DBS team, and we are very proud of her.
Okay. Has she been in the tournament before?
This is her first time in a major adult tournament. She has been in the St. Lucia Open, competing in the juniors category, and she was the runner-up to the champion of the girls section of the St. Lucia Open. Also, we have a summer camp for juniors in the Grow Well program. We have about 20 juniors in that camp, and Lisa was the junior girls champion.
So she is in the tournament that DBS supports.
She is in the tournament. DBS is the sponsor of her team. Her teammates are Paul Marshall. He is a previous captain of the St. Lucia Golf Committee, and Simon Reyes, who was up to a couple of years ago a great junior who started golf from when he was 10, introduced by his father. Now he's an adult playing in this tournament.
Well, I feel excited because it shows that I can manage to play the golf program, to play golf well, and it shows that if I try, I'll be able to do my best.
How have you been doing so far?
Well, I've been doing good for the past almost 6 years. I've been the runner-up for the girls' championship.
Tell us, when you started, how did you feel about playing golf on the whole?
Well, at first it was difficult because there were so many rules you had to follow and different points you needed to take in the game.
Okay. And now that you've reached that far, what is the way forward?
Well, the way forward is you to practice, pay attention to your game, and have patience because golf is a very frustrating game.
Okay. But you think to yourself that you have mastered?
Well, not as yet. I have bad days and sometimes good days.
Okay. Tell us, on a bad day, what is it like?
On a bad day, it's very frustrating because you need to look for your ball and then sometimes you cannot find it, and then you need to add up on the penalties that you get. It makes your score really terrible.
Okay. And a good day?
A good day is like when you like playing good and you don't have many penalties, you have good shots, you reach on the green for 4, then you put for 5. It's really good.
Have you had more good days than bad days?
More good days.
Thank you. Anything else you'd like to add? What would you like to say to your young people out there?
to strive for your goals, what you like to do in the future.
So, St. Lucia, I hope you're as excited as I am. And of course, this young uprising star definitely showing a lot of potential and promise. Lisa, all the best to you. And St. Lucia, go out and support our teams. Listen, it's happening November 12th, so make sure you be there and show your support.